What's up with everybody? Great afternoon. How's everybody doing today? What's up? I know they see me in the. I know they see me in the. Great to see everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Great afternoons. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. You already know what's up with it. I'm a dog. I need a bone. We finna have a conversation. Let's do this thing. Make sure to drink that water. I'm in the field just like a cone. Great to see everybody. What's going on? It's your boy All Star Izzy. We are here. We are active. We're gonna have a great conversation today. I got a lot of things to talk about, and I wanted to save it for the afternoon. Was gonna save it for the night, but you know what? Why not start the day off great? What's going on? Great to see everybody. Thank you for coming by. You already know the vibe. Shout out to my brother with the music. You know what I'm saying? We're working on the intros and outros and all that. FRN, what's up? What's up? Great to see you. Great to see you. Great to see everybody. What's going on? What's going on? It's All Star Izzy. We are here. We are live in effect. We're having an early morning show, early afternoon show for those who are here in tune. We're gonna have a good conversation, y'all, cause there's a lot of things that we gotta cover. And I remember, like, even throughout the vacation week when I was in Las Vegas, I was telling y'all we're going to be covering to see is to believe, but to know is to grow. But I'm really going to be diving deep into what that really means, and I'm going to wait for a little bit more engagement participants, for people to come in to talk a little bit, so that way I can ask a question. But I'm not going to be waiting too long because, of course, I'm on a timely schedule. We do have a lot of things coming in. First and foremost, before I even talk about my announcements, I just want to say I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you all for everything, because we officially hit 100. To people that may think that's something, to me that feels like everything, because this is something that I have been working towards for a while, and it's only just been getting bigger and better. And I can only thank those who have supported me, who have engaged, who have commented, who have liked, who shared it out, who even put me in different rooms, talked about my name, and wanted to just support me off the strength of who I was or through connection. And I'm very grateful for that. That's how communication is very effective in understanding and getting to know people. Now, one thing I'm gonna say too, with of course the congratulations of the 800, that's a fucking fire thing. But also another thing, I want to make an importance of say what you mean and mean what you say. This is what I mean by that, okay? If you're saying damn, I want you, but you only mean it in a way of sex, you can confuse a woman by how you saying it. This is just a small example, and the only reason I make an example out of this is because people think that people can read each other's minds. Kale, great to see you. What's up with it? What's good to see everybody? It's your boy All Star Izzy. Nicole, what's good with it? Great to see everybody. Y'all talk to me. Let me see who's in the chat. Let me talk to y'all too. Let me say what's up. But regardless, though, you're more than welcome to hit the like button and subscribe and be a part of this journey, because we do have a long road ahead of us, and a good conversation that's going to come into a few. Kale says, yo, I need advice. Okay, go ahead and ask the question, Kale. 3, baby says, glory to God. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Appreciate you. But one thing that I was, like I said, mean what you say and say what you mean. Nobody can read your mind. So that's even with asking questions. No one can read your mind. No one knows what you mean. And if they do know what you mean, don't rely on that. Make sure you speak directly, you ask directly, and you say exactly what you need to say. Because there's a long lost art of people just thinking about, like for instance, you know how women look at you and you think that's their game is to look at you and shit like that. They're like, oh, that's supposed to mean come here. No one can read your mind. I mean, if you got experience, that's one thing, but at the same time, it's effective to use your communication and ask for what you want. So I just wanted to make of importance to that, because I even caught myself saying something, and it wasn't nothing too crazy, but I said something as far as like a small example. Somebody was telling me their age, and I was like, oh wow, dang. I was like, wow, 50 years old is crazy. And they took a little bit offense to it. That made a little bit sensitive. I wasn't trying to be rude, but the way it came off was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it's just interesting how that dynamic played out, how I caught it. Kale says, basically, I like this girl, but I'm stuck in the best friend zone. Kale, let me ask you this. How old are you? Because I would love, more than love, to assist you, but I just need to know. Denise says, what's your name? My name is All Star Izzy. That is my name. I think it's Denise, correct? Welcome into the channel, everybody. My name is All Star Izzy, just as I introduced myself. You're more than welcome to like and subscribe. Okay, Kale is 21. All right, first and foremost, you really like this girl, but you're stuck in the best friend zone. Okay, so let's break this down really quickly before I go ahead and get into my show. Um, how did it start off? Did she best friends on you? Because honestly, there can be ways to get out of it, but it can't guarantee you that you guys may end up together, right? So the reason why I'm asking what's behind it is like, how did it start off? Did you guys start best friends? Did you try to shoot your shot? And she was like, no, you're more like a friend to me. Did it start off like that? See, these details matter, but I would say if she puts you in the best friend zone, it's a good chance she may not want anything more. You know what I'm saying? But just let me know. Let me know so we can really break this shit down. Damn, see, this is why the StreamYard shit. I would have told you come up here so we can have the conversation for it. You know what I mean? But great to see everybody. It's your boy All Star Izzy. We are here. We're gonna talk about a great conversation, a good topic, especially just about what to see is to believe, but to know is to grow. You know what I mean? We got to really break that down for those people, and I'm gonna be asking questions, and I want you guys to engage with me and talk to me as well as I'm asking you these questions in the future, because it doesn't just require my own understanding. I also want to see other people's perspectives on this, and no answer is wrong either. No answer is wrong once I get to the questions of what's going on. Is my door open? No, it's a little bit open. Just making sure. But anyways, uh, I'm gonna wait a little bit for Kel to say what Kel needs to say and to give me a response. We'll wait for a couple of minutes, and if it doesn't happen too quick, then maybe we can just go ahead and get into the show. I may just start the show at the 10 minute mark, depending on how this conversation goes. But like I was saying, yes, thank you, Ephraim. But regardless of like I was talking about, and the importance of say what you mean and mean what you say. And when you say exactly what you mean, right? Whether it's assertive, it's a bit direct, it's blunt. You can even say you. One thing that I like to say is smooth assertiveness. Something that I learned with my mentors when I used to be with them, because one was more smoother and the one was a lot more direct. But then I understood there was a balance to both. Because I could be smooth, I could be direct, but it's like, why not combine the two? Why not be smooth and assertive? But when you have a direct conversation with people and you let them know the intentions or just whatever, nobody can ever say you manipulated them. You try to do some mental tricks. It's not about the mental tricks, it's about saying exactly what you want. And I think a lot of people have learned to not say what they want because they're afraid of what the outcome could be, or it could be being afraid of success. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give Kel a couple more minutes, but if Kel is not going to say anything, I'm gonna go ahead and keep continuing to on to the show because we got to keep the road going and everything. But another thing that I also wanted to put, I already spoke on that, but I also want to speak on flow with change. Resistance causes distress, meaning last night I actually went live late at night and I was chilling. I was at the hotel. I was just, decompressing, went for a late night swim. I went on live and I'm speaking with, my viewers and everything. But I was speaking with this older gentleman actually. And he was talking to me about, he has all this money, like all this and that, but he's still frustrated. And we just started speaking on ease and flow, and we started speaking on what needs to change basically. So we're having a conversation like that. And of course, I'm not giving too much because if you want my services, it's gonna cost a fee. But if I'm just having natural conversation, I'm cool with that. So we're just having a cool conversation. And as we're having a conversation, he's opening up, he's talking about how he's resistant to change. And the thing is too, his material world is great, but him within his mindset needs to be shifted. So I was like, well, that requires work. We ended up exchanging numbers in case he wants to contact me and get what a consultation called. But regardless, that's something that I noticed, even for myself when I was younger. I used to think that I used to try to be resistant to change, and that resistance to change actually made me sad. It made me stagnant. It made me bad inside. I was like, damn, like why am I so resistant? Why do I not feel the way I feel anymore? Why am I not getting the exact results of why, you know what I'm saying? Everything outside is good. I'm on tour, I'm on these things, but why don't I feel this way? And it's because it's a resistance to change. You got to learn how to pivot. That's a very smart thing to understand within yourself. And a small thing to learn how to pivot is to be like, when is the time do I need to? Why do I feel this way? What is there more? When you start getting curious a little bit more, like start getting curiosity about life and shit, and that's when you can learn how to pivot. Now, Kel, your time is up. I'm not going to keep continuing. I gave you your time, more than enough time, but I'm going to continue with the show. You know what I mean? Because we got things to talk about. We got things to express, and I can't wait for everybody. I gave you your time, so you're more than welcome to subscribe and be on other further lives. But if you ask again, it would be probably towards the end where I will be able to answer, because If anyone wants to get out the best friend zone, tell her your intentions. You see, this is correlation to what I just talked about. Say what you mean and mean what you say. All right? Stop giving out these friendly ass vibes if you don't want a friendly vibe from the woman. Be honest and upfront with her. Tell her what your intentions are. You don't got to say automatically, oh, I want to just smash. You don't have to do all that. You can really just be chilling, be like, you know what, I actually want you and we can do this tonight. Something like that. Regardless, be honest with your intentions and be straight up. If you want to get out the friend zone for anybody, be honest with it. And if she already put you in there because if you did it and you're staying along with it, you get what you deserve, and that's just that. Because anybody who stays in the best friend zone when they don't want to be is someone who is just trying to play the long game. Nobody in my community, in my stars, anybody that's going to listen to me and moving forward, we don't play the long game. We're not going to play the long game. We play the game that we want to play for ourselves. Present that. She not going for it. On to the next. By the way, my name is All Star Izzy. Please get the likes up and hit the subscribe button if you want to be a part of this motherfucking journey, baby. We on the road to the top. Shout out to 800. Now, let's go ahead and get into this conversation because I have been prolonging this conversation for a long time for everybody. We're actually going to get into a deep spiritual topic. And the reason I say spiritual because it's going to require not just what we see, but it's going to be beyond the comprehension of what we talked about before. Now, for everybody in the audience, I'm going to go ahead and ask y'all a question. But first, I'm going to say the title once more. The title is To See is to Believe, but to Know is to Grow. Now, let me ask y'all, and I'm going to wait for a couple of answers before I continue the show. If someone were to tell y'all, I will renovate your house, right? Let's just say you have a house and you're in the neighborhood. If someone came to your apartment, right, they're knocking on every single door and they said, hey, I want to renovate your place for free. No, there's no cost. The only cost is, which I'll get to afterwards, but it's completely free. There's no catch. It's no manipulation. It's no nothing. They just said, I'm going to do it for free. I'm going to get you right. What would everybody's response be? I'm gonna wait for a couple of answers, and then I'm gonna move on to what I'm gonna really get into. So let me know what y'all think. If I'm gonna ask it again for those who are coming in or those who didn't hear it at first. But if someone were to come to your place, right, knocking on your door and say, "Hey, my name is Bob. We actually work for a renovation company for a multi-millionaire place. We're here to actually renovate your place for free. It comes with no cost. There's no nothing. You can sign this contract, but it has nothing to do with it. You can look at the fine print. It has nothing. You can look over there with your lawyer, whatever. But regardless, I will renovate your place for free." What would everybody say? Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna play some music in the background because this is what requires for it. You know what time I'm on? Let's go. Okay. Ephraim says yes. All right. What would everybody else say? For those that's hiding in the bushes, those that are just watching, if someone were to come to your house and say, I will renovate your house for free, no cost, no nothing, but I will get it right for you. I will upgrade it and I will enhance it to your liking. I will show you a prototype. No cost, no catch. We're doing this because we're a multi-millionaire business. What would everybody say? Ephraim says yes. I'm going to go ahead and pin that. Ephraim says yes. Salute. Make sure to drink your water. Woo! That shit is so different. All right. We got a couple people that's, in the bushes that's watching at this time. Probably don't even know what to say. But Ephraim says yes. I'm not going to push the pin too much, but I would like to see if you guys can get the likes up. We do have 8 people in the building. Let's try to get these likes up a little bit more. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe also as well. Be a part of the journey. Don't be afraid. This is what we do. We shift, we enhance. This is what we're here for. Game changers, bro. Game changers. Big ups for Ephraim for being the only one so far for answering. Excuse me. I'm going to give a little bit more time. I'll give it until, this is what I'm going to do, Ephraim. I'm going to give it till 16 minutes. The 16-minute mark, and I'm going to continue. But I'm a bit disappointed by the lack of engagement from the audience. But I will take what I can get, and I'll run with it. Again, I'm going to ask, if someone came to your crib and asked to renovate it for free, no catch, no cost, what would y'all say? Don't ask for details. It's just a yes or no question. It's a little bit tight on the cuffs. We gotta make it a little loose. Let's see. All right, we got about a minute left before I go ahead and continue. Much respect to FRN, all these bush watchers out there. Even if you just listen to background and you're answering, come to the phone. Let's see. I need a bomb. Can you look at me? I can wait. I'm patient. It don't matter. I mean, as long as somebody answering. I mean, I do want more people to engage. I think it's a very engaging conversation. But I can't wait forever, and that's the beauty of it all. I'm not gonna be able to wait forever. Yo, bitch, I make on I feel like I think that's what this style. All right, we at the 16-minute mark. I'm gonna just go ahead and continue, and I'm gonna just speak on it. Okay. So now with Ephraim, because you answered, I'm gonna be speaking to you directly for this part. So they say that, and then they say, but it's gonna take. I'm doing well. Muchas gracias. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien. Actually, Liliana, let me ask you too, because you just came into the building. If someone came to your house, right, and they said they wanted to renovate your house for free, no cost, no nothing, what would you say? Yes or no? Just let me know. You're just like a calm. So you know what time I'm on. You say no. Okay. Oh, nothing wrong with that. By the way, there's no cost, there's no nothing. Okay. Now, because you two answered, now let me ask you this. Well, let me go to Ephraim first. All right, Ephraim. So because you said yes, and then the person at the door said, "Okay, sounds good, but it's gonna take 2 months for us to get to you." What would be your response to that? And Liliana, because you said no, then he's just like, okay. But I'm about to break this shit down into a point to where we can understand what my quote genuinely means, because this is beyond comprehension what we're about to talk about. Again, he said it's gonna take 2 months to get to you. What would your response be to that then, Ephraim? Will you cover my stay? Yes, it's all gonna be, well, because it's your house, you're already paying for it. But it's gonna take 2 months to come back to your house to renovate it. But that's a good question. By the way, thank you guys for joining. You guys are more welcome to engage in the conversation, but I already asked the question. And if you want me to ask the question for you guys again, just let me know in the comments below. But we're having a conversation about comprehension beyond sight right now. Will you cover my stay? Because we're about to break this down. Will you cover my stay? So, ¿qué pasó? Lala, great to see you. Thank you for stopping by. So, Ephraim, what you saying, will you cover my stay? You're already doing that, but they said it's going to take 2 months to get to you. Lala, because you just came in, I'm going to ask you as well. If someone came to your house and asked to renovate it, correct? And they said they're going to do it completely for free. You don't have to pay a dime. It's no catch. It's no nothing. They're just saying that they want to renovate it for free. They're a multi-millionaire business, and they're coming. They want to help you enhance it. Would you say yes or no? And this is probably going to be the last person I ask, and then we're going to get into the conversation. We have to tap into comprehension beyond sight, because we're about to get deep into this conversation. It's more than a question, by the way. Ooh. I'm going to share some things I've never shared with anybody. Well, I have very close people, but I'm confident enough to share it with everybody here as well. You say yes. Okay. Now, with that, Lala, Once you agree to it, he says it's going to take me 2 months to get to your house. What would your response be to that? Yeah, for free. They'll enhance it, they'll upgrade it to your liking, or they'll show you like a certain floor plan or what they would like to renovate it out. But then they said it's gonna take 2 months to get to your house. What would you say to that then? Caminas? You gonna walk? Okay, because it's your house, and I'm glad that you guys are asking questions, right? But because it's your house, it's a neighborhood. The reason it takes 2 months to get to you because they're also doing it for everybody else in the neighborhood, right? So that's why it takes 2 months to get to you, because they have to start with the first person in the house and then work their way to you, because you know it does take time to start working on the house and everything. What's the catch? Okay, these are good. These are good. There's always a catch, Lala. There is always a catch, but this is why we're gonna talk about it. So if you guys just want to end off of a question, that's fine. I can go ahead and break this down though. Okay, yeah. So with that being said, so what would your response be to that? Now that sounds fishy. Okay, Lilian says it sounds fishy. You say you'll wait. Okay, Ephraim, are you gonna wait, or are you still gonna leave it off with the question? Let me know, Ephraim, because you did answer, and I want to make sure that we have you included into this conversation, which I'm grateful. By the way, my name is All Star Izzy. Hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new, and enjoy the conversation and engage with us if you want to have an understanding of what I am talking about today, because it's more than just renovating something, right? We're gonna get into a real convo. Yeah, you'll wait. Okay, so now for y'all said that you'll wait. This is exactly what dreams are, okay? And this, now, excuse me, let me see what Liliana says. They're probably looking at the neighborhood and see what people have and then come and acting a fool, stealing. Now, here's the catch is the only catch to this, because remember, all you have to do is wait. But the only catch is you have to wait. That's it. You just have to wait your turn. And these are what dreams are. Now, the reason I broke it down this way into why those are what dreams are is because about a month ago, a couple weeks ago, I had this like enlightenment, this awakening, where I had a vision, and I've had visions before in dreams that have come true. And the only reason I'm talking about it is because the dreams that I had when I was asleep came true. That's why I'm talking about it. But when I had this dream recently of the awakening, I was like, I seen something that I know is gonna happen. So before, I'm gonna actually take you back into the past really quickly. Before, when I was performing and I was on tour, I had a dream that was 2 weeks prior to what happened. I ended up behind the DJ booth and I ended up performing at this place. And it was an exact angle, exact feeling, and exact sound that was happening. And I didn't know how that was gonna happen. But once it happened, and I got that confirmation then and there, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I seen this in my dream weeks ago, and it just happened in this real time. Obviously, I'm in alignment to where I am. Now, let's jump back to over here. I recently had the same feeling with something different, but when it happens, I'll then discuss it. The thing is that when I had that, it wasn't about me being like, oh, I got a vision, I got a dream, I got this. No, it's not about that. What it's about is that everything will eventually always happen for you. Yes, deja vu, but everything will always happen for you. When someone comes to you and says, this is how, whatever you're a creator, an entrepreneur, happiness, confidence, anything that you see that's a vision that you genuinely want for yourself, right? It's going to happen. The thing is that it will take its time. And I had that confirmation. Of course, I had like the dream and the deja vu and stuff, but I thought to myself, it's more than what I'm just seeing in the dream and the confirmation. It's actually telling me I need to stay present and live my life. Because the only thing that we can do while we're here is to just live our life. Especially if you want to work towards a goal, that goal has already been established. The moment you set that place and goal and say, I'm going to take action for it, it already happened. That goal that you've seen, it's already occurred. That can be for anything, not even just goal, it could be for whatever you try to achieve yourself to be. but it's all about what I'm gonna do right now. Complaining takes away from anything in our life. Like, and I wrote this down. I'm gonna look into my notes really quickly because when I had it, I was done. I was like, yo, I gotta genuinely talk about this shit. Because we will get everything we've always wanted. That's the part that we know. But most people are stuck on what they see first. Because remember, to see is to believe, but to know is to grow. There is things beyond our comprehension that we can't see. We can't see the confirmation or the clarity in that. This is the beauty in all of this shit. This is the beauty in when they're like, oh, it's about it's about the journey, not the destination. Because the destination can turn out to be a whole different destination that you believe in. I also wrote this down. I said, but if we know we'll get everything that we want, that's just one part. The fun is, how do we get it? How will we get there? Because we can create so many ways, but that one way may not even be the way that we thought it would be. Because the moment that we're like, wait, I thought this one way was gonna work, but it turned out to be this whole completely different way. And that's the beauty in all of this. Because humans are notoriously stuck on being like, I can see that this is a wall in front of me. I see that these are lights, or I see this is a hotel. But then there could be things beyond the comprehension. Of course, we're just talking about this right here. But the thing is that to see is to believe, right? I believe that this is here, my coaster, right? But then there could be more to just that. There's more to the goal that I see. I see there's 9 people in here, 11 likes. Okay, cool. You never know who's gonna watch or who will watch it. Okay, cool. I'm working towards the goal. Let's say I am working towards the 1K, but we don't know exactly how it's gonna happen. But we don't know exactly, I don't know exactly how it's gonna get to that point just yet. Because it can happen in an instant. It can happen, it can take its time. The thing is that the beauty in all of it is just how we're gonna get it. We don't necessarily know how we're gonna get it. But we know, as long as we believe, and no. As long as we know, it grows. That's it. Great to see you, Elevated. Great to see you. Believe to see, as to see is to believe. Yes, and to know is to grow, because the beauty is also knowing that there is things beyond our sight that we believe in. Like when they talk about your names in different rooms, people you never know who's watching. That's like the faith part talking, right? And it could happen, it could not happen, regardless of what it is. The thing is that we don't necessarily need to see everything to know that shit is going to work out in our favor regardless. And once I had that dream and that vision, I understood it, because that's what that meant. Because hell yeah, especially if you're anything that's a creator like myself, you're ambitious, you're a content creator, whatever the case is, you're working your way up to be a manager. It can be in any single avenue, whatever the case is. You may have times where you complain, you're like, God damn, when am I going to reach this goal? God damn, great to see you, boxing. God damn, when am I going to get this? When am I going to get this money? How am I going to get this? The thing is, once we complain, we take away what we can do in the moment. And I wrote this down, excuse me. Let me look at this real quick. If you, like right here, if you live day to day endlessly worrying about what you aren't achieving, you're missing out on the opportunity, because even with all the worry and doubt, you'll still make it to your goal. But why not move with ease, grace, and assertiveness, knowing you're going to get there already? The point of all is to keep faith, not in just what you see, but what you know, because that's where the magic happens. Hey, let's get some stars in the chat. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and do that shit, bro. This is, you see, because it's not even, I'm not even trying to get like into that like real spiritual bag, but this is really what it means, bro. Because the part of trusting yourself is the part where everybody fucks up at, right? At least I'm gonna get a benefit of the doubt. 5% of people genuinely trust themselves, genuinely put themselves in position to say, you know what? I'm gonna break it down into so many different cases. Putting myself in a position to go talk to this woman. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say. I don't even have a pickup line. I don't got none of this, but I'm gonna go approach myself and present myself to her, and you know what? Possibly invite her. I'm gonna trust on my mouthpiece. I'm gonna trust on what I gotta say. The blind faith. Because the thing is that, see, here's the thing. Woo, hold up, though. I'm cooking. You walk up to a lady, let's just say she's not your actual type, correct? Like, you're not her type, whatever. And ladies, you can even attest to this. I don't know if y'all have been there, but I've had women that, you know what I'm saying? You walk up to her, let's just say you're not the physical type, quote unquote, but you talk to her with confidence. You're talking to her with ease. You're having a good time. You're not being too forceful, playful banter, and she ends up feeling you. That right there was built off of trust, right? And of course, you can have experience, but sometimes you just need to go dive in. But when the thing happens of like, I just talk to her, and regardless of how good she looks, how fancy, how expensive she. Oh my God, she's so goddamn fine. I gotta pay. I gotta get rich before I talk to her. No, fuck that. Talk to her anyways, cause it's not about what you see. It's about what you know. So when you talk to her, you had that confidence. She's feeling that. She's feeling beyond of what she sees, beyond comprehension. Give me my fucking crown. Because this is what really connects to other people and everything. When it comes to inspiration, when it comes to motivation, when it comes to, flirting and having a conversation with different women, is because she can see me. Yeah, sure. I look at, let's just say you look attractive, you're handsome, whatever. But the thing is that it's the confidence that comes with it. It's the swag. As within, so without. Like, what I'm communicating to myself is what she's feeling and how she's feeling it. Now, I may not even know exactly what I'm gonna say, but because I trust myself, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to think, and that's what I've been teaching a lot of people who are just stuck in their head mentally, like as an intellectual. The thing is that and it can be in flirting, it can be in other different ways. It can be just approaching people in a social setting. Because the thing is that it's not about you having to say the best and witty things so everybody can laugh, ha ha ha, look at this guy, like they do in the movies. No, dude, 95% of where a benefit of doubt is already full of anxiety and in their heads. So if everybody's full of anxiety in their heads, why not instead think? Because people want to think of an icebreaker. Fuck that. Be the icebreaker. Because that is that's the trust already. I'm not trying to come up, hey, you usually do this often? That's boring. That's lame. Say something different. My name's Isaac. What's your name? Or damn, the Cowboys, you see they're going to beat your team over there. I know you're rooting for them. Oh, it don't matter. Be the icebreaker instead of thinking your way to have an icebreaker line. Your presence, your demeanor, and how you talk can be the icebreaker. It doesn't necessarily have to be a line that you got to say. Your confidence can be the icebreaker. How you talk to her, your introduction is the icebreaker. But this all comes from the part of trust of why I talked about to see is to believe, but to know is to grow. Because we can even look at it along the lines. Listen, everybody knows in this motherfucker that there's a lot of bullshit and fake shit on social media. And excuse my French, because I'm working on cussing less. But when I'm in that mode, I'm in a mode. But there's a lot of fake shit on social media. We see all types of women, we see money flying, but in real life they ain't really like that. Or in their house is dirty as hell, their cars is fucked up, they got expired tags, whatever the case is, right? They're trying to trick out for the night to look like a certain image. The thing is that doesn't translate to real life, to when you talk to people, to when you have a conversation, because they don't understand that they are the truth. Because the thing is that even on that plane of looking at social media and being like, wow, I glorify because they have all these chains, or they got this nice car, or they got all this money. There's some real ones that's like that I know. But the thing is that if you just go beyond, if you just see what you see, you're going to be easily swayed by everything that you see, regardless in life. You'll be easily manipulated, because there's always more to what meets the eye, no matter what it is. That goes for your goals, but that's also for when you see certain people that's a certain way. Not everything is what you see. But remember, if you see just to believe, you won't know things and you won't really grow. You won't grow with comprehension. You won't see the world for what it is. You won't even see yourself for what it is, which is the most important. And if you don't do that, dog, if you don't see yourself for what it is, then you will see everything for what it isn't either, for what you want, what you wish you wanted to see. And that is a dangerous way to be. Now, to know is to, it don't matter. It don't matter if you are not the physical type. It don't matter if you got all the money in the world. Women genuinely don't care about that. Women genuinely they like that. They would rather have a confident man. I'm not saying work on your money though. Health is wealth as well. You know what I'm saying? Work on your shit. But at the same time, confidence gets you a long way. I've been in rooms where I was that one guy who just knew somebody, but off of the strength of my confidence, off of the strength of my presentation, people fucking with who I am, the rawness and authenticity. But of course, I understood that, image does matter, but in the sense of working on the image that you want for yourself, not for what the world wants. I'm not here to look all blinged out and wealthy and jewelry out for anybody. I fuck with this shit. This shit looks good on me. I make it look good. It's not about the jewelry, it's about who's rocking it. But that's what I'm talking about and everything. Now let me go ahead and look at this. Excuse me one moment. About deeper level leak. Yup. Attraction goes beyond the physical. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It really does. It goes way beyond than what people think it is. But this is why it's important to understand that there is comprehension beyond to what we see. And I had to put it in the thing of goals because when I had that dream, there's something huge gonna happen for me in a very successful way. And I know it. And the thing is that it's for everybody who's ever working to something. But when I understood that it was more than just a confirmation, it was more of a understanding of this is exactly how you know everything will work out as long as you can live your life and work and focus on yourself. Because last night when I was live at late night, Liliana, you popped in and we talked about it briefly. But I was talking about what does it look like for you to put yourself first. A lot of people don't know or understand what that means. And when we talked about it and broke it down, that's exactly what that means. Putting yourself, your needs, your mind, everything at rest when you need to. Because if you can't do it for you, you can't do it for the world. You can't do it for your community. You can't do what is best to expand anything else. Take some time to get in tune with yourself, understand things, because if you don't get yourself within right, nothing else will be outside. And I'm an ambitious motherfucker, right? I'm posting every single day this year. I'm ambitious. I can't help it. It's in me. But the thing is that it's not about being ambitious and it's not about working hard every single day. It's about understanding quality in every single day that I put in. Quality words, quality talk, quality conversations, whatever. But that requires me to understand there's ease and flow into live my life. And living my life could be something as just socially having conversations. If things don't need to require too much. You never know who you could talk to, who you can run into, how you can meet somebody, even in a romantic sense, in a platonic, in a business sense, by living your life. A lot of successful people that I know that I've talked to, they live their life. They live in this realm of trust that's unbreakable. But it's unbreakable because they already know everything already worked out. The thing is that I just gotta put in work and everything is gonna happen. Yes, ease and flow. Ease and flow is beautiful. Ease and flow. I used to be an impatient motherfucker. I used to have to be impatient for certain things because I'm thinking to myself, if I just keep going and I'm like restless about it, oh my God, I'm getting the results. But truthfully, that also causes burnout. But then once I understood, there's a thing I like to reference a lot, and it's the Ready Player One method. A lot of things are backwards. So this is what I mean. I have a quote that I say often is like, when people are like, it's easier said than done. Nah, it's way easier done than said. You just somewhere in your mind have programmed it to be the other way around. Cause people want to loosely say things, but then they can't back it up. The actions came before even words even happened, especially when you were growing up as a baby. You just did shit. Of course, don't be reckless. But the thing is that you can do things just as easily as it is to communicate it as well. So that's like the backwards method when it comes to that. Or when people try to look at the world and be like, why is the world fucked up? Forget the world. Why am I this way? Why am I complaining? Why am I caring about and worrying about what's going on in the world? Why do I keep blaming them? So go backwards. Turn it around. Look, point it to yourself and be like, damn, this is a different type of thing. This is a different type of wow. And once you understand that backwards method, it doesn't have to require for every single thing, but when I seen that for the first time, I knew there was a key to it. I was like, this is exactly what it really means. You gotta reverse it because the world moves forward. The world is like sheep following. They're not necessarily understanding what's going on. So when you can turn that around and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna turn the attention more to myself than what I actually see outside of myself. Because that's never gonna do me any service in the long run. I may feel lost, I may get depressed, I may not know who I am truly within. But that only comes in because I don't understand what's really happening right now. Because it comes with reversing. And this is why I wanted to bring this to y'all attention. Because to see is to believe, but to know is to grow. And it happens in so many areas of your life. Complaining takes away from you. Will make any, I guarantee anybody will make any type of steps that they want to take. I guarantee anybody will make it to any point, A, B, C, D. You will get those $1,000,000 if you believe you will. You will. But the complaining and the worrying and the doubt every single day, making the world pass by along for your hands, takes you from beautiful opportunities that can come to your way. There was actually a video that I watched yesterday. I was on TikTok, and it was about this person saying like how I forgot what they said verbatim, but it was about basically what I say is like most people they take a long time for their manifestation to come in because their lack of trust. But once you trust, things can happen farther than it needs to be. And the thing is, it's not about trusting it so the manifestation can come. It's not about trusting that. It's just about really letting go. I'm a because me being ambitious, I've tried to control my destiny in many ways, right? I mean, God knows, family knows, those around me knows, because I'm like, you know what? I got a hold on this. Let's go. I have a certain amount of control. And that goes for anybody, because, we're still human at the end of the day. And our control is the control that we have with our responsive reactions, actions, and anything that we do for ourselves and our sake. The thing is, we can't control what's outside. And I understand it even in the broader sense of like, even whatever the true destiny is. Yes, I'm making decisions towards that, but it will never be what it really looks like. And I understand it. When I was talking with mentors in Vegas, they was like, yeah, you're going to get there. It may not be what you think it is. Because they said the same thing for themselves. And I was like, this is fucking incredible, bro. And it's just, like they said, it's just about the journey. It's never about the destination itself. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, for sure. I would love to join the panel with you guys. Most definitely. I'm going to go to bed tonight, kick off July, right? Yes. Just, rest and all that. That's right. When we try to control the outside, we lose control. Yeah, and it's amazing. Once that occurs, once you grasp that. And I wanted to go in depth with that, just to have that conversation too, because even, I'm going to talk a little bit on this, because I'm going to stay for a couple more minutes and everything. I met God in Vegas. That sounds crazy, but it's true. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and because I've talked about it before, and I was talking to my community, but I did meet God in Vegas, and this is what I mean by it. See, this is where the being present and being aware of certain things and signs can help out, right? Because it can reach you in different ways. Basically, my brother and I were gonna get set up in Vegas. Like, we came out the club, we having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we were drinking, and there were some people that, we were trying to see what the next view is, but then it was a girl and a whole bunch of other dudes that was around. They were like, oh yeah, just follow us. And then we were thinking about it. As we were going down the escalator, somebody came to our attention, was like, hey, they're gonna try to set y'all up, just to let you know. So we just like, we listened to them like, damn, is that true? But as, we're like, okay, bet. So we kept going, but then they kept following us. And then this guy said, you need to go to the Starbucks right now. It's right over there in the corner, because if you don't, something may happen. I don't know if he saw it. I don't know what's going on. But we're like, okay, we ended up missing the Starbucks. So like, we're not finding our way. He came back again. He said, I'm going to tell you this one more time, and it's my last time telling you. You need to go to the Starbucks, because I don't know when it's going to happen. You need to go to Starbucks. This is my last time. I'm going to tell you. You need to go do that. Okay, and then, we ended up listening, because, and what I thought, when I knew that was what God was, right? Because those were signs. Well, if you get told once, that's one thing. But if you don't even catch the signs and you aren't aware of your surroundings, things may happen. But conversations through other people may give you a message of being like, hey, you need to make sure you do this, or there's going to be repercussions to what's going to happen. And it doesn't even happen all the time, because sometimes you just got to learn certain things. But when that happened, it wasn't just like, oh, this person just trying to tell me to get me out of trouble. It was a knowing of like, if I don't listen to this, something is going to happen to myself. Of course, the setting up, Las Vegas can be a very dangerous place, especially if you look like money, they're going to try to get you, basically. But when I understood and I heard the signs, I was like, you know what, he's not just saying this to say this. There's more than what it's going to say. And then that really tied in, especially with the vision I told y'all about, to understand like there are signs that we need to really catch on. Things beyond our comprehension. See, things are simple, but things are not really what they seem. Excuse me. Thank you, Liliana, for being here. Of course, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. But it was a crazy time in Vegas. I want to speak on that just a little bit because that was a very that was a crazy moment from when my brother and I really understood when we like, God damn, like the tone of his voice and how he was saying it, it was something more than he was just trying to say. I don't even think he was in the sight of seeing other people that was trying to get at us. So I was grateful for that, and I understood that it was a confirmation for something. But that was a little bit about my spiel and why I wanted to make this of importance to everybody and why this is a great thing to understand that. Please, yes, we can see things. It's good to have sight. It's good to see. You don't want to trip over a step, but also remember that it's also great to know that everything will work out. You just have to trust that part. And if you don't trust, you will come into conflict internally all the time. It would just not, it won't flow as best as you would want it to flow. Because the more that occurs in your life, the more disruption that happens outside of you. You wonder why you have conflict with wanting to do something, but you're hesitant on doing it because you have to choose a side. You can still see, but trust is the one thing that nobody genuinely, everybody wants trust, but because they want it so bad, they work against it. Cause trust isn't a thing of I want it. Trust is already I have it. Trust has always been a thing. The thing is that you trust yourself even in being negative. That's a side that people don't see. Darius, great to see you. What's up, man? Salute, bro. Salute. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. My name is All Star Izzy. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. You're more than welcome to join the journey. We're having great conversations, but this is why trust is amazing. Everybody wants trust, but they don't even see that they already have trust. They just put trust in the wrong ways. They put trust in being worrying. I trust myself to complain, right? Not for me, but this is the world. I trust myself to hesitate. I trust myself to do this. I trust myself to have anxiety, to feel this way. You see, that shit right there is what really, you don't even see that backwards method. That backwards method, the Ready Player One that I was telling y'all about. Going backwards into it and being like, wait, I do trust this. I trust this way, but why am I not trusting the positive things about myself? Why am I not trusting myself to go do this? The backwards method. I'm gonna just call it Ready Player One. So going forward, you guys hear me talk about Ready Player One, or maybe the Ready Player One method. I'll figure out a name for it. Or we can also create one. But that's why that method right there means everything. Because there's always two sides to the coin. You already had that. You already had the trust within this part. Now, why don't you have trust within the other part? Now we can really break it down. And then when you can have that conversation within yourself, and you can accept that I don't trust myself because I don't think I can get what I want, right? Something as simple as that. And you can say it to yourself, you can say it to whomever. Regardless though, once you say it, you have two choices. You either go to the choice of I'm gonna do differently, or I'm gonna stay where I'm at. Because like I said last night too, I said if we get everything we ask for, right? Then why do we complain about what we get? That's a real question. Maybe somebody has an answer for me. If we get everything that we want, then why do we complain about what we get? Marie, great to see you. How are you doing today? That's an honest question. You know what? Let me ask you guys that. Give me some answers below. If you guys get everything that you ask for, why do people complain? Or why do you complain even? If you want to be open and honest about it. Lala says, different actions equal different results. Exactly. You see, we're game changers here. This is game changing. We're turning the tide. I'm not even, fuck that tide. I'm finna create, I'm carving out a whole different part in the land. And the river's gonna flow there. So help me understand, overstand. Why do y'all think people complain when they get what they ask for? I really want to understand that. I do. I'm gonna wait for a response. Thank you everybody for stopping by. My name is All Star Izzy. Please hit the like button if you're new. Also, my answer, I agree with what the person said. With Lala Marie. I'm gonna wait on a couple more answers. Maybe somebody can, get it right because I'm gonna break it down as well. Efrain says, if we get everything we want, then why do we complain about everything we get? Because people are in patterns at what they don't have and believe and need. Yeah. What is the stream about? Sweaty J, this stream is about changing the game. You have to be specific and careful what you ask for. Yes. All right. So because of that, when people complain about what they ask for, it's because they're not in alignment with what they want or what they truly want to do. Now, the thing is that if you are complaining about exactly what you're getting, just as Lala said, different actions equal different results, then we have to look at what is happening. And that's the two sides of choosing. Remember, there's two sides to choose. And if you continue to choose what you don't want, then there's somewhere in you that really wants that. Because when you have a genuine desire to shift, to make a change, right? Because we talked about, changing earlier in his life. But if you have a genuine desire, you want to switch it, you will not complain about what you get. Because then you understand I'm a decider and I make the decisions for what the actions that come out of me. Things outside of me may not even happen. Like, we can't control what people say, right? But we control what we say. So if we get the result that we have, not all of it depends on this. We also got to realize there's multiple universes that's out here. People are their own universe. They can react the way they want. But as long as we care for what we came in, we spoke on what we said, we got what we want, we can't complain about why is she blowing up my phone and slashing my tires. Okay, what did you want? And how did you get it? What did you do to get that? Why did you want this? Why did you put this upon in your life? Why did you wish for this? Is it because you wanted to feel something in your life? Is it because you think this is the only way to get a woman's attention? Conversations like that and really breaking it down is when you can get to the answer. Excuse me, let me look at this. Marie says about relationships and being trust and having trust. Lala says, when you ask God for strength, God provides strength by giving challenges, opportunities to learn and grow, for example. Yes, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm getting at to that was just why I talked about how complaining takes you away from opportunities. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I do complain sometimes. I complain if I'm in a video game and I'm playing my game and my team is not picking up their weight, bro, I'm complaining. I'm probably in the game chat telling them, yo, you need to get your fucking act right. Yo, team, be with me, group up. I'm probably gonna complain. I don't care. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But see, the thing too, and I like that you pointed that out, Lala, because it's like people think that exactly, Lala. What you focus on grows. When people complain on what they ask for, the stress will come with it sometimes, especially if you're asking to be a leader of some sort. You wanted to learn more. It's not going to be exactly what we see. Remember, just like the vision that we talked about. Ooh, you just bridged it well. Shout out to Lala. But when we have a goal or a dream or something in mind, and it may not be what we thought it was going to look like, we can probably complain because we're so stuck on what we thought we wanted it to be. Whole time, what that newness is a thing of being like, damn, like this is exactly what I wanted though, because I asked for it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be everything that we see or thought it to be in our mind, because it's like your mind is just like a strategist basically. There's a lot of beautiful things your mind can do, but your mind creates strategies, it creates ways, it creates planning, understanding, and analyzing how can we get 1 BC 2 2 3 4, which is a great thing. But also, with that, we can't always rely on this. Because if it's not there, we're thinking to ourselves, God damn, why isn't, if I'm like in my mind, I'm like, why is it not looking like the way that I thought? What the hell happened to our plan? Everything starts going in, it's getting chaotic in your mind. You're like, what the fuck? Whole time, hey, yo, mind, chill out. It's actually what it's supposed to be, because we can't just go based off what we see all the time. Of course, definitely, use these for sure. But it's always going to be something different that we end up thought it to be. And shout out to, I keep forgetting his name. His name's going to come one day, and I'm going to keep talking about it. But I remember he left off with me, and he said, Isaac, I hope you get everything you asked for, and I mean it in the best way possible. And that stuck with me ever since he said that, because that's what it's really all about. You're going to get what you asked for, but it's going to be beyond what you see sometimes. And I really appreciate things like that. When people leave off with like quotes and they kind of like drift off in the mist, like that Homer meme or the GIF when he's going to the bushes. I was like, God damn, this is a magical person right here. But great to see everybody. Thank you guys for being here. My name is All Star Izzy. You guys are more than welcome to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys want to be a part of this journey. We were just having a great conversation about this, and I wanted to make this an appropriate conversation with y'all. And I'm glad you guys are here engaging, taking your time out. I'm very thankful for the 800 subs. I'm grateful everybody's here just, on the one according. And even if you're not, that's fine, because sometimes because you don't see it, you don't believe it. You know what I mean? But some things just happen beyond what we believe is going to happen, and that's the beauty in all of this. And I'm repeating myself when I say this, but it keeps coming in my mind about being, it's not about the journey, it's the destination. And I'm really getting a grasp on that. I'm like, fuck, it's really true. You know what I'm saying? It's really true. Marie says, God will show you a way, but you just have to be patient. Yes, patience is a beautiful thing. We spoke on ease and flow. I think you were there as well, Marie. When I was having that, and when I was on the balcony, ease and flow is one of the most, it's a very beautiful thing to have on the journey. Just ease and flow with yourself, just still carve your own lane, but just, be at ease. We can 1-2 step, but just, so 1% a day is better than 15% one day, and then 2 weeks later you make another 15%. You know what I'm saying? Efrain says, that's how most of my exits go when I catch up with old friends. Yeah. That's real, though. That's real. I want my exits in the future got to be on a helicopter. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to try to do a jet next year. I really want to try that shit. Lala says, yikes, be careful what you ask for. You are powerful beyond measure, like directing a laser beam with energy. Yep. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Absolutely. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. And I really understand it when it comes to being a director or captain of your life. That's what this truly means. Having a grasp on your life, having a grasp on your decisions. And the thing is, like what I said earlier about say what you mean and mean what you say. Like, even a way to say things is a decision. And we have to level up the comprehension we have in our vocabulary or how we say things. Because we could say something and we don't mean it to be rude, but then we're like, damn, I didn't mean that. But that's the thing. If you didn't mean that, then why not learn and grow from that opportunity and be like, this is not what if I don't mean that, then let me say it how I should say it, instead of reacting based on how I thought I should do it. You know what I'm saying? Fucking beautiful. God, I'm blowing my mind. Woo! I'm blowing my mind. Yeah, for sure. Big shout out to Lala. Shout out Juicy and Raw with Lala. Y'all make sure y'all tap in, because as you see, it says nutrition. You know what I mean? Nutrition. Shout out to her. She juices. She also does workout videos, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I'm subscribed to both, but you guys should get with that. It's definitely healthy. My skin will get more clear, and I'm gonna see the recipes that you have, and I'm definitely going to get into it, because I gotta get a blender. I love smoothies, but like, imagine creating your own smoothies. Oh my God. I'll be on top of the world every single morning. More than I am now. And friend says, one day I'm going to just clap my hands and cause a power outage, and then I'll be gone in a split second. Hey, you sound like Gojo. Lala says, is that what you really want, friend? Oh, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Conversations like this is what really goes. effective communication and saying what we mean to say. But also, you know, when we say what you mean to say, I do want to make note too. Don't take it with a grain of salt. So praying, great to see you, because I want people to also understand that you can still have fun, you can still troll. Because I remember at one point, I think it was like a couple years ago. No, it was probably like 2018, 17. I had that insight of being like, say what I mean, what I say. So I used to be like this. Yeah. Too serious, bro. You can loosen up and have fun. You can still have some fun. Cause I still like to have I still tease. I have banter. I fuck around too, and you know that's fun into it. But when it comes to saying certain things, just of course say what you mean, what you say. Right, talking about something you heard. I appreciate it, Marie. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to my mother. She gave me beautiful genetics. You know what I mean? Shout out to the moms. But yeah, Supreme, you just got into the live towards the end of the live, man. Thank you for stopping by though. I appreciate you. Supreme with the Supreme view. Soon enough, everybody in the chat, we will be having Supreme in the live one day. We will get in contact as far as that. Definitely. We gotta link up on Instagram or something like that, man. We gotta have a conversation for it so we can have conversation pieces, because this month we're gonna get active as fuck. You know, we hit a beautiful milestone, which I'm grateful for everybody being here to support and to subscribe. Of course, it's just 800 subs, but to me that means a lot, man. We put work in this motherfucker. So we're gonna really have more conversations, open debates. I'm gonna have one this Friday. Maybe you guys can help me with the title. I don't know exactly what the title is, but I do want to speak on tricking. Cause Las Vegas, by the gods, all of those, it's like that is trick central. You see fine bitches with old geezers, and I'm like, damn, like you already know he tricking on her, and you can tell by the body language. Like you will be at a bar, you gotta find shorty. She's sitting forward towards the bar, and the old dude is like having his legs on her chair. His whole body's towards there. I'm like, dude, God, you can't make it. At least make it least obvious, bro. Like, come on, bro. Have some swag. And see, maybe we're gonna have to talk about the art of swag too. Because I want everybody, every man, every lady that's gonna be listening to this is gonna be, hearing my shit forward in the future. Just understand your swag, your everything will be upgraded. I speak to an internal truth, internal flame, because swag is everything, and swag meaning your own swag, your own demeanor, your own how you bring about yourself. That is beautiful, and that's a thing that we all need to understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, in July we fly. And you know what I'm saying? We fly like a G6. You know what I mean? Totally not jealous. You'll get there, Marie. You just gotta post more. If you haven't, I don't know if you do it or not. I'm not too sure. You funny. But yeah, we're gonna do something about Friday about tricking. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna make that happen. I've been debating on whether doing something recently. 16th flag. Oh man, you shouldn't have. Wow, what a great gift. But yeah, thank you, Supreme. Thank you, Supreme. I was about to say Preem. It's funny because I call my homeboy's artist name is Preem, so I'd be like Preem and shit. So it's like saying that, not that much. But yeah, regardless, y'all, swag. Please get on the swag, bro. There's so many swagless ass people in this world, and it like, all that jewelry and pizzas and shit like that. That's cool too, but like also like the swag within, bro. Like demeanor is crazy, confidence, approaching conversation, tonality. Like, bro, get that swag up, bro. And that's the shit that ladies gonna like. Like we talked about with the things beyond comprehension. You may not be the physical type, but hey, you gonna feel me when I talk to you though. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Cause it comes with swag. It comes with swag. A lot of things have shifted, and I'm very grateful for that. But this is the conversation that we're going to speak on. I'm going to be here for about 5 more minutes, so we can engage. We can have conversation. You can ask questions. You're more than welcome to subscribe. You're more than welcome to like. You're more than welcome to talk. Whatever you like to do, network, anything like that. But we're towards the end of the conversation. This was a great one about, what to see is to believe, to know is to grow. I will be going live later, late tonight from my Vamps. Vamp Squad. Shout out to the Vamps out there. Because we do like to go live late at night. We just like to talk, to how that jazz, you know what I mean? Last time we did it, it was dope as fuck. There was a lot of cool people I met. There's a lot of cool people that was in there. We're just having a good time. Shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? But that was basically the conversation. And please just always remember that what you ask for is what you get. And it may not look like what you want, but it's gonna be exactly what it is. And that's just the power in what you got with your words. And that's why it's important to, what I say what you mean and mean what you say. You want to make sure that you can comprehend on a certain level. And there's, when you know you're in that bag, you don't gotta necessarily be so serious about it. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm about to leave in a couple of minutes. Shout out to everybody. Let's get some stars in the chat. I want to get some stars in this motherfucking thing, man. I see we're kind of cool it down right now. Thank you. Let me go ahead and replace that. Shout out to Marie. Thank you. I'm at the end of my water. That was amazing, dog. That was amazing. But my name is All Star Izzy. Please let's go ahead and get some stars in the chat. Let's shine. Let's show every other universe that we shining in this motherfucking thing. We have a lot of beautiful things coming up. We have a lot of estrellas aquí, por favor. Muchas gracias para tu tiempo, for your time. Thank you for your time. For those who don't speak Spanish, because I know Supreme does not, because he kept telling me to speak English. But Lala was also speaking Spanish too, so what I'm saying. But shout out to everybody. My name is All Star Izzy. This has been an evolutionary conversation. This has been an authentic conversation, a game changer, game shifter, because we're here to shift the tides, bro. Especially for all the new ones, generational leaders, all that. I'll let the title come from when it comes. I know what things are. But again, my name is All Star Izzy. Oh, Damo, you just came towards the end. No manches, way. Great to see you down shot. Big shout out to Damo because he threw the lot the other day. He showed some respect, and I appreciate that. I love the support. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what really matters at the end of the day. I'm talking into this like it's connected, but I'm practicing because it's gonna be connected one day. Yes, that is my All Star Discord server where I will be updating. I'm gonna be a lot more active in there. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Thank you, Damo. I'm gonna be a lot more active in there. We're gonna get real into it. Remember, we're gonna have an open debate this Friday, and we're gonna be having a conversation. It's gonna be about tricking. You know what I'm saying? Probably tricking and swag. We're gonna talk about it all. So anybody is more than right. Anybody's more than welcome to pull up, whether you agree or you disagree. But regardless, we're gonna have these motherfucking talks. We're gonna like Lala said, in July we fly. We're taking the jet today. We're gonna fly all through July. It's gonna be at the end of July, it's gonna look a completely different bag, and I'll guarantee you that. And the reason I know is because I understand that there's more to it than what we see, right? This is just a reciprocation of what we give out and do what it needs to do. By the way, my name is All Star Izzy. You reached the end to me, and if you have reached the end, please hit the replay. Thank you guys for your time. Welcome to the All Star Lifestyle. And remember this: 2 things. 1, to shine within is to shine without. And number 2, just as he left off the message with me, I'm gonna left off with you guys. I hope you guys get everything you asked for, but in the best way possible. Because I believe everybody is a star, and I believe everybody can succeed in whatever they want in any type of endeavor. And even if you don't, trust me, I know you can. Because if you can believe yourself to do certain routines, you can believe yourself to do more and get outside of your head. Thank you for your time. It's All Star Izzy. We out this day. Peace.